just basically a masterclass in how not to be a good teacher. I yelled at her and had to be dragged out of her classroom and then got her suspended for the rest of the year. She told her students that she was going on vacation. I made sure this lie was remedied as quickly as possible. Thank goodness, Ollie. Fuck that guy. Does Egg not know about Angola? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Good, Corgi. I'm so glad. Yes, it's the one of the ways the prison raises funds. Okay. Interesting. We had a Spanish teacher who was fired after hooking up with a chaperone on the Spain trip. The chaperone was a former student who was like 20. Oh my god. Listen. What a time. She was so hot. She looked like Sarah Michelle Gellar. Oh, damn. I probably would have hooked up with her too. That's my toxic trait. The Angola prison rodeo sounds like a sex position. I am absolutely looking at this. What the fuck? That's wild, dude. I mean, I guess as long as it's like people like doing it and it raises money for them, that's a good thing. But holy shit, dude. That is wild. I'm glad that it's not like the Hell Show or whatever, though, where it's literally like people being exploited, you know, against their will type thing. But goddamn. But yeah, no, that is bonkers. Man, this is why when people are like, there's a whole arts and crafts section too, from what I remember, but not sure if they're forced or not. Yeah, I figure. No, like inmates get to sell their crafts. Yeah, no, exactly. That's very cool. No, that's great. I love that. That's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, no, love to see that. 100%. Just usually prison shit is so exploitive, right? You're ready to hear the worst part of the story. But no, this is great. We love to see it. Man, I'm tired today. I was the third from the bottom in the Angola prison rodeo at the sex club last night. Please. It's just a cool thing they get to do. Yeah. There was a Simpsons episode about a prison rodeo. Well, you know, art imitates life, or, you know, whatever it is they say. Tells you that I really, you know, am unfamiliar with, you know, catalog of Simpsons episodes. Always ready to hear the worst about prison stuff, especially out of this state because prison capital of the world and all that. Yeah, it is true. But, you know, I'm just saying. It's one of those things where, like, I don't know. I remember, so there was a women's prison, like, not far from the area that I grew up in, but it's been closed for, like, a while now. I think that that there had been some voting to, like, essentially refurbish and reopen it, and I'm like, how does that work? I mean, come on, though. Just because the USA has more people incarcerated than the rest of the world combined, Lou, listen, land of the free. A school near a prison is a choice. Listen, I'm just saying, it's you know, zoning. USA. Thanks, I hate it here. Listen, like I said, it's not hard to see how this attitude is, like, when I talked to any of my, you know, boomer or Gen Xer uncles. I mean the state, but yeah, the USA too. Yeah, no, 100%. But, like, I remember, I've told the story many times before about trying to explain the Matthew Shepard Act to my mother's youngest brother, who is a Gen Xer. And, you know, him insisting that he wants everybody to fry, aka everybody should get the death penalty. And I was like, that is not what this is about. It's like one of those things where you're like, yes, good. I'm realizing that I probably shouldn't know as many people as I do, who have went to, like, family and friends and not just people I knew from school or something. Honestly, Whitney, it depends, right? It's one of those things where, like, I think that, uh, definitely because of where I grew up and the amount of privilege that I had growing up, I didn't know hardly anybody who had been touched by the justice system at all, quote unquote, or like, fucked over by law enforcement. And then when I started uh working, in the Boston public school system, right? I definitely had a lot of students who had family members who were incarcerated for varying reasons, etc. And it was, it's just like one of those things that I think changes depending on where your communities lie. I have family members who have asked with a straight face why Pride Month is necessary. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely I don't have a relationship with most of my extended family at this point. For yes, exactly, Kristen. That same uncle where like I had to basically argue with him, and then once he realized that the Matthew Shepard Act was actually like to ensure that people were prosecuted to the fullest extent to the law, for committing hate crimes against, gay people, he was like, oh, well, yeah, I hear you.